So I've released every single player on Football Manager from their clubs. So every club is without any players except for some grayed out players because you can't get rid of them. And every player is a free agent. And we're going to see what happens. It's a free-for-all. It's going to be chaos. Any team can pick up any player, I guess, within reason. You can see here already the rumours are happening. Mbappe off to Barcelona, maybe. Let's have a look. What other ones we've got? David Raya. Where's he going? He's going to Portugal. Porto, maybe. Odegaard off to Serie A. I mean, if we look at a player like Florian Wirtz, look how many teams want him. Man City, PSG, AC Milan, Roma, Atlanta, Barcelona, Real Madrid. He's got the pick. He's got the pick. So let's see what happens. Just to show you, I can go to any of these clubs and we can have a look. So let's go in. We can go in via him. Leverkusen, go look at their team. These are all non-players, grayed out. They don't really have skills. Lamine Yamal, free agent. Lionel Messi, free agent. Erling Haaland, a free agent at 24. Harry Kane, a free agent, 31 now. One of the best players in the game, can go anywhere. So we're going to go forward a few spaces. We're going to go to the end of transfer deadline day, although, of course, because they're all free agents, it doesn't matter too much. They can still get into many of these clubs after transfer deadline day. But we're just going to go have a look and see sort of who is ready at the start of the season in the top leagues. If, by the way, you want to give this database a play around, you want to mess around in it, then I'm going to upload it to Patreon. It's a good place for me to upload. I can put files on there. And it's just something for you guys. It's not something I want to chuck out there into the wider world. But if you just want to have a play around and mess around with these kind of databases that I use for experiments, I'll put them all up on Patreon as we go. So there'll be a link down to that in the description below. It just supports me a little bit as well. So thank you anyone who does that. But, you know, it's pretty easy to do in the editor. Otherwise, you just have to spend the time doing it and deleting the club from every player, which is a little bit time consuming and your PC might take a bit of a battering doing it. But let's go have a look at some things. Dutch transfer window roundup. What's been going on in the 11s? Scottish transfer window roundup. No, we don't want Scotland. Let's go find the big teams first. Let's go. Should we start in Serie A? Let's have a look. Let's start. AC Milan are only 2 games played. This is the AC Milan team. AC Milan have been busy. So AC Milan have managed to get themselves up to 15 players. Not quite. Maybe, yeah, 15 players, I think. Who they got? Joan Garcia. Saliba found himself here at AC Milan. Connor Bradley. AC Milan, Dean Huijsen at AC Milan, Balda, Oyarzabal, Chiesa back in Italy, Evan Ferguson at AC Milan there as well. Oh, now look at Como. Como have been on it. Como have recruited 40 players. And this is something you're going to see as I show you some of the other teams. You'll see some teams have not been quite so proactive at getting players into their team. I'm interested to see that Como have been absolutely smashing it to try and get people in. Genoa got a few there. Hellas Verona, the Italian team. I tell you what, the Italian teams have been smashing the free transfers. I know Italian teams love a free transfer. Juventus, fair chunk. Anyone big here in this Juventus? Bastoni in the Juventus team. Who got Javi Galan, Granit Xhaka in the Juventus team. Dennis Zakaria. Wait, is Dennis Zakaria not Juventus anyway, isn't he? Did he leave? He went to Monaco. He's found his way back to Juventus on a free transfer. Jan Sommer, Willy Orban, Marcus Thuram as well. Is he also, he was Inter, isn't he? He wasn't ever at Juventus. But yeah, you can see that they're Estepina in there as well. Palmer have been busy. I think the teams that do this are going to do better. The teams that just get their squads filled out. Napoli, Supermendi at Napoli and Norman. They haven't got loads of players. Jeremy Pino, Gwynton Tippett. They got some good youngsters, but not loads of players. We've got Pisa. Roman Berkey at Pisa, like there's some interesting moves as well for some players. So you can sort of see that the Italian teams have been busy getting people in. There's a Sassuolo, we've got Kevin Schade, Scalvini, Robert Sanchez, Udinese have got almost a full squad there. Lecce, almost a full squad. Yang in there, he's the Spurs youngster who's at Portsmouth at the minute. Fiorentina. Lots of good players. Gerard Moreno at Fiorentina. Warren Zaire-Emery. What a pickup that is. 19 years old for Fiorentina. There's a few good youngsters there in the Fiorentina team, actually. Roma. David Raya there. Marine. Who else we got? Victor Gaorquez has ended up at Roma. Atalanta. I mean, they've got for 2 goalkeepers, Magnan and Angus Gunn. Casado in there. They've also got some good youngsters in there. Ryan Cherky. So the Italian team's definitely smashing it. And Inter Milan. See, Inter Milan haven't quite got so many players. And the interesting thing for the Italian teams is, of course, they have these non-EU rules. So Wesley can't even play because they brought in Mario Enrico Lewis. And now Wesley is outside, as is John Lucchini, as is Adamola Lookman. So they've caught themselves out by bringing in too many non-EU players, and they're only going to be able to do 2 next season. So that might screw over some of these Italian teams. See, here's a good example of a team that's not done anything. Cagliari has only got 4 players. Lazio have bought in no one. Wow. We're going to have to check where Lazio are in the league later in the season, because they've not bought in anyone. I don't know. These like grayed out players shouldn't be really any good, although they do all look like quite young, but they should be pretty rubbish. Okay, coming across to England, let's go in Liverpool. Key players of Everton. That's not who I imagined to be Liverpool's key player to start the season. Oh dear, Liverpool. Oh dear, oh dear. Sure, where are they in the league? They drew with Arsenal and they beat Newcastle. Okay, let's look at Arsenal and see if we can work that one out. Right, okay. So the Arsenal and Newcastle have just put in goalkeepers, which maybe the Premier League has a problem because okay, Brentford have been a bit more active compared to Serie A. Okay, Brighton, they've got a team. Burnley are like, right, we've got no players. What should we go get? 3 goalkeepers. Wow. Chelsea got a bit of a team. All defenders. The Premier League team are just not attracting anyone. Everton, hardly anyone. Like, compare this to the Italian teams. It's weird that it's done this. Ivan Perisic, by the way, still going, 36 years old now, back in the Premier League, but at Fulham. Leeds, just 3 players, 2 of which are goalkeepers. Now, Manchester City have gone for 3 goalies, but they seem to have at least built up a team. So we've got Semenyo, we've got Florian Wirtz, Cole Palmer, and Bradley Barcola all at Man City. And Guisa, I'll tell you what, that actually looks like a fairly decent team. Curtis Jones, and Endrick, Anthony Gordon on the bench, Matoma. Man City are probably going to be one to watch in the Premier League, best, especially if we see how other teams have recruited. Hey, I'll tell you what, Man United haven't done too badly themselves. Cambiasso, Costa, Timber, Vanderberg. Newcastle, oh, Nana. Oh, dear. Right. Weston McKennie, Rico Henry, Evan Ndika. Okay. Nottingham Forest. Full squad there. Evan Nilsson, Grifo, Ricci, Truffert, Lewis Dunk, Ginter. Hey, that's not bad. Sunderland, just 2 players. Spurs, Gonzalo Ramos in there. Okay, it's okay. They still need a few more. West Ham are going to be in trouble unless they get anyone. They got a couple down here, actually. Jeremy Monger's good if he develops right. Wolves, not bad. Bournemouth, and let's have a quick look. So, yeah, back round to Arsenal. Okay, Real Madrid. Hey, full team for Real Madrid. Let's have a look at some of the other European big teams. Tell you what, Sevilla, that's a full squad. And Valencia as well, that's a full squad. Like this, the Spanish teams, Italian teams, they're not messing around. The English teams are sleeping. But okay, Real Vallecano are also sleeping. Now, Athletic Bilbao is an interesting one because obviously they can only get Basque players. They have done very well considered. Although I have a feeling they've just picked up every Sociedad player. Have they just picked up? Okay, he's at Sevilla. Fernandez, Ashbilaqueta, Sevilla. Okay, but still, they've just sort of like there's quite a few who were previously at Bilbao as well, but they've just gone in and grabbed all the. Let's go, Aymar. The trouble is, I did a Bilbao save last year, and I think I had all of these players at some point. Even if most of them aren't at Bilbao right now, they all came in and played. We just tried to get the best ones we could, obviously. But yeah, hey, Bilbao have done all right considering their restrictions. Atletico Madrid, that's pretty strong looking. Lamine Yamal, not a Barcelona anymore. Atletico Madrid, let's see how he gets on. We've got Diamande, Jonathan Tah, Robin Koch, Yildiz, Inaki Williams. That's looking strong for Atletico Madrid. Barcelona are Kanji. They haven't got a goalkeeper. Dennis Undav, Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe's like, hey, Real Madrid 1 season, 1 and done, 34 appearances, 31 goals. I'm done. Off to Barcelona I go. Hakan Kahanoglu, Pascal Gross is like an odd one out there. Marl Lewis Skelly as well. Clement Lellier, pretty sure. He went to Atletico Madrid in real life. I was going to say, pretty sure he's at Barca anyway. But so this is something you'll notice. They don't go back to the club they are at immediately before I release them all. So the team they were at last season, or in some cases the team they were at like at the start of this season. So let's have a look at Bayern Munich. So here we go. Bayern Munich. Oh, only 4 players for Bayern Munich. Grimaldo, Saleh. Okay, interesting. Dortmund, by comparison, still not loads at Dortmund either. So the German, looking through the German teams, they seem to have suffered the same fate as the English teams. Cologne have picked up no one. Interesting, like, how that's happened. Okay, we're going to go forward to January, see if some of these teams have actually managed to fill out their rosters, fill out their squads. I imagine there are still, like, players, loads of players. I'll tell you what we're going to do very quickly. We're going to sneakily take charge of a club and see if we can... So let's move myself to a club where we can probably see a lot. Let's go to Real Madrid. Let's see, like, what's available on the free transfer market still. Right, I am now the Real Madrid manager. Let's have a look. We got our squad. Not bad. Right, let's go have a look in the recruitment then. Player database. And basically we want to see who hasn't got a club still, who's pretty good. Erling Haaland, no club. Silva, Jude Bellingham, Saka, Valverde, Alvarez, Phil Foden. There are lots of players still up for grabs. That's like mildly amazing how many of these are still available. Interesting that Lookman is willing to consider a move and everyone else is like, no. I wonder if these are odd ones. Right, let's see. Yeah, there's just a couple of Italian ones willing to consider moving. There's a lot of players here, like Pedro Porro, Ward-Prowse, Henderson, Iwobi. Like, even as you come further down, Douglas Luiz. Like, reams and reams of players still available. So this is the end of January, and this is how La Liga is looking, by the way. So Real Madrid are actually top right now. We did see they've picked up a couple of extra players. I clicked on Dembele there. They've picked up a couple of extra players. They have a full squad, or a close to full squad, and they are top. But look at Barcelona down here in 9th, and they have started to pick up a few players, but still not loads. They're still like way short of where Real Madrid and, you know, some of the other teams that are top. You know, if we look at Betis also filled out. Atletico Madrid, you know, enough players to rotate the team. Although Oviedo are bottom and they also have a full team. But I guess the players aren't quite as strong. Let's go have a look at the Premier League. So last time we looked, Arsenal didn't really have any players. They've picked up a few now by the looks of it. They got Jude Bellingham, Marquinhos, Donnarumma and Nyland. But they've only played Jude Bellingham twice. I think they've literally only just bought Jude Bellingham in January, and Marquinhos. And Donnarumma, they were like, yeah, these two goalkeepers are 23 and 19, which means they're playing one of these outfield if they've played, 42 matches only in January. So either Nyland or Crombrugge is playing outfield, and now Donnarumma has started to play as well. So I was curious about this to have a look, and yeah, Donnarumma is playing in goal, and then Crombrugge is playing outfield, which is wild. They've been losing quite a lot as well. In fact, where are they in the league? They can't be doing too well. They've beaten a few teams. They beat Leeds, but they must be really struggling. Where is the league table? Arsenal, 12th. Yeah, they are a long way off Man City. Man City, we know, bought in a lot of players already, or quite a lot. They've got a full team. I mean, they've got a decent enough team there. A lot of youngsters in there as well. And Man United in second also bought in a fair chunk of players. Not as many as those Italian teams, but still, I wonder who's going to do well in Europe on the back of this. In fact, we can probably check. So if we look in the Champions League phase, and you'll see PSG, City, Madrid, Juventus. Who's near the bottom? Celtic, Dortmund, Arsenal. Let's have a look. I bet Celtic. Okay, Celtic barely bought anyone in. Chelsea down here as well. Yeah, they don't have loads of players. Chelsea are doing not too bad in the Premier League. But, you know, Brighton, we saw they picked up lots. Forest, I assume, have picked up a lot as well. Yeah, Forest have pretty much a full team. Grifo, Nunez, there's some good players in there. This is how the Italian Serie A is looking. Udinese in second. Juventus top. AC Milan third. Roma fourth. Genoa, Atalanta. Down near the bottom. Lazio, who we saw did not pick up a single player. Risk of relegation. Inter Milan down here, 15th. This is going to be what? Have Lazio picked anyone up now? Oh, they have. They've been, but hardly any of them have any. They've just like, oh shit, we need to get some players in January, and here we are. Scott McTominay, Luis Suarez, the other one, Gabriel Jesus, Manu. They've just gone like, all right, we need players, get them in quick. Oh, they've got 3 non-EU players there. Oh, they can't even play Scott McTominay. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They've fallen afoul of the non-EU rules, and Scott McTominay can't play until next season. Although he does have the white, but I don't know what's happening there with Scott McTominay. That is unfortunate for him. And the Bundesliga as well. Bayern not top, down in 4th. Let's see. And Dortmund down in 7th. Let's have a look at Bayern, see if they managed to pick on some extra players. Okay, Bayern have got a few players, but not loads. Ter Stegen, Pacho, Garcia, Soler, Grimaldo, Nubel. Okay. Even Ter Stegen has only just come in. as has Eric Garcia. Now, PSG are top in France, and I think they went and got a load of players. Declan Rice, Tonali, Elise, Lautaro Martinez. Hey, that's Alisson. They've got a full squad. I mean, there may be a few players short on the benches, but like certainly they've had that since the start of the season. So no wonder they topped the group phase in the Champions League. We're going to go to the end of the season and see what happened across the first season. And then maybe we'll go a little bit further forward in the future, see if some of these teams recover. So this is the end of the season. And who's gone down? Burnley, Sunderland, Leeds. So maybe nothing too wild. Villa really struggling though. Arsenal definitely picked up. Did they pick up more players? Okay, they've got busy in January and got some players in. Although some of them didn't play. Oh, these are youngsters. A youth intake. Wait, look how many youngsters they have playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 new gens in the team playing matches. I mean, it's going to be great for their development. But that's certainly better than those greyed out players. Maybe why they picked up just a little bit. But Spurs second, Forest third, United fourth, Brighton in fifth, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Fulham. But Man City, 102 points as well. Only lost 2 games all season. I wonder how they got on in the Champions League. Champions League was won by Paris Saint-Germain, who we saw porting a lot of players, as did Real Madrid. So yeah, both of those got lots of players in. Highest average rating, Vinny Jr. Where do you reckon Vinny Jr. is? He is at Paris. There we go. He went and beat his own team in the final. Most assists for Cole Palmer at Man City as well. Back at his old club. Now we have to assume PSG won Ligue 1. I mean, looks like they did. Look at the stats there. It won't even. Let's see if we can. We've got to load up the league stage. PSG, they lost 1 game all season. Lille second, Nice, Brest. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's take a quick peek at Real Madrid as well. I'm going to assume they also won. Yep, they did. They won La Liga. Let's go third. Now, where did Barcelona fish down in 8th? Did they pick up players in the end? I have to imagine their youth. Look how strong how many youth players did they get? I think Barcelona will probably be all right just on the youth players that they are able to bring back in. But definitely, like, some players had lots of 55 matches for Desiree Doué. That is a lot of matches. Some of these also Undab 54 matches. That is wild. Roma won the Europa League, but Celta Vigo finished runners up. Who did Celta Vigo brought in a lot? Whoa! I'll tell you what, this Celta Vigo team looks strong. If you look at some of the players down the bottom here, Saviano, Aubameyang, Gowrie, Lindelof. Like, okay, some of these might be a little bit past it. Zawaleski, but still, Niels and Kunku, Tim Owerman. Like, it's like a strong team. Like, particularly as they got so many players. No wonder they reached the final of the Europa League. They did lose it to Roma though, Roma picked up a big chunk of players in the end. David Raya, Marine, Christensen, Livramento. Okay, yeah, they did all right. Let's go have a look in Serie A. In fact, we know that Roma were doing quite well at the start. Did they? They did not win the league. They finished third. Juventus top. Napoli second. Roma third. Now, did Lazio? Oh, Lazio avoided relegation. Those players that they bought, they got busy in January and saved themselves. That is a good team looking at it now at the end of January. Like, look how few apps all of them have, though. Like 19, 17, because they all came in January. So they only played the second half of the season. Scott McTominay played 14 games somehow, even though he's extra non-EU, can't be registered next season, but occupies a non-EU slot. So he's doing both. I don't understand quite how Scott McTominay, they've managed to get Scott McTominay in and play him. I assume it's because Lazio also had, no, they only had Italian Cup. They not have Europe? I don't know. I don't know how they've managed to sneak Scott McTominay onto the pitch for some of the matches when he's not allowed to be registered. But that could just be is he loaned out? Sneaky. They loaned him out. They loaned him out to Newcastle. Although I don't think the appearances should show his appearances at Newcastle. Maybe it does now in the new game. But yeah, there's Inter Milan struggling down here. How did they look in the end with their squad? They had a decent sized squad in the end. But you can see the appearances. Lots of these came in tail end of the season. Wesley, they never played. Oh, all these non-EU ones. Yeah. The players caught out non-EU. Lookman. Okay, cool. Right. So that is Serie A. And the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich won it in the end. So they were able to turn it around. Pacho, Grimaldo, Newell, Soleil, Garcia. Yeah, okay. Having a little peek up in Scotland, Rangers win the league. But Hibernian second. Celtic only managed to reach third up in Scotland. And the Eredivisie, PSV top, AZ Alkmaar second, Ajax down in third, Feyenoord fourth. And in Portugal, Benfica, Sporting Porto. So it's fairly standard. You're still seeing a lot of the same winners. And I guess like the finances and the money and stuff and the drag of those teams would still set them up to do pretty well. Let's go have a look at where some of the big players ended up. So Harry Kane is in Saudi Arabia, Al Ahly. Erling Haaland has ended up at Schalke. Wait, hang on a second. Schalke. Erling Haaland has gone to the Bundesliga second division. He's got a 7.25 with Schalke. Did Schalke win that? By the way, they must have won it, bringing in Erling Haaland in the Bundesliga 2. Surely they are top of the Bundesliga 2. I don't think they are, you know. They didn't even get promoted. They brought in Haaland. They didn't even get promoted. Rufer Firth got promoted. They've got Arda Güler. What the... and what? Romeo Lavia? Nathan Tell. Like, what is going on in the Bundesliga 2? We saw already, but Mbappe ended up at Barcelona. Now, if you're curious about the two Bellinghams, we saw Jude. It was Arsenal, but Joe Bellingham's ended up at Betis. Now, if you're curious on Lionel Messi, he's actually gone. He's retired. He just took the chance. I ain't got a club. I'm done. Cristiano Ronaldo, actually still technically a player, but he's just not found a team. No one wants him, or he's asking for too much. I don't know. Phil Foden's ended up at Bayern Munich. Mo Salah, Saudi Arabia, maybe where he's going in real life. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bournemouth. Pedri at Sociedad. Why? I don't know what's going on there with this. But the hell, game. Football Manager, what are you doing to me? He's ended up at Real Sociedad. So here we are, 5 years in after all those players were released. This is what the Premier League looks at like, by the way. So Man City have won it again. Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Man United, Bournemouth. Arsenal down in 8th. Spurs down in 11th. You see some interesting teams come up here as well. Barnsley have jumped up 2 divisions. Blackburn are here in the Premier League as well. The Championship, Fulham, Coventry and West Ham go up. Wrexham just miss out. I don't see any Portsmouth. I think my team has been relegated. You see Villa and Birmingham down here as well together. Champions League final, PSG v Man City. It hasn't been played yet. It's about to be played, I think, today. But going back, PSG, Man City last season. Man City, Barca. Man City, AC Milan. AC Milan destroyed Man City there. And PSG, Real Madrid in that first season that we looked at. Actually, this was last year. So wait, it was also PSG, Man City last year. It finished 1-1. We don't actually know who won because it doesn't want to show me. It seems to be glitching out depending on what I click. Does it tell me who won? Past winners. 27-28 Man City, 28-29 PSG. No, PSG won it. They must have won it on pens. And we're getting a repeat of that. Actually, if I go forward one game day, it will give us that as well. So Man City lost it 4-0. Let's go see if PSG won every season of La Liga. I imagine they did. Yeah, PSG won the last 5 La Ligas. Vinny Jr., Player of the Year. If you're curious if teams recovered, by the way, this is Arsenal, so they've pretty much recovered. A couple of youth players in there, but yeah, they finally fill out their roster and they have enough players there. Just about a couple of like youth players there, but hey, it doesn't look that strong, does it? You can see where they finish a little lower down the table actually. But there's still some good players in the team. You compare that to Man City, you see you got Endrick, Bacola, Gordon, Palmer, Bellingham, like that, Marmashvili, and this is a strong, like even on the bench, even these players way down here. Julian Alvarez back at City somehow, Semenyo, Musiala, Wirtz, like they're just there. Like 59 matches, by the way, for Musiala this season. No wonder he's injured. Look at all these injuries, by the way. That is a lot of injuries for Man City to get hit with. And Real Madrid won La Liga. Barca, so it's sort of balanced out to where it is about in real life. You can see go back a season or not. It doesn't want to let me go back a season for some reason. We'll just look at it this way. So Barca won it and Atletico Madrid also won it. Let's have a look at the Real Madrid team, in fact, and see how it's looking right now. Dembele, Nico Paz, yeah, looks decent. Looks pretty good. Frimpong, Nuno Mendes, yeah. Harvey Elliott. Hey, so there we go. Teams eventually recover, but there's some weird like movements around the world. I think let's go check on Haaland over in the Bundesliga too. Is he still there? Oh, he's gone to PSG now. He made his move to PSG. Oh, he was at Schalke for 3 years. 2 years in Bundesliga 2. Lots of goals. And then he hasn't had that many matches at PSG either, has he? 60 million. Only 27 and 26 games. I would have thought they'd have given him more games than that. They have given him lots of European games, to be fair, actually. He played 52 games overall. So maybe he did have to get rotated a little bit. And 43 the year before that. Look at these average ratings, though. They're pretty strong. Did Mbappe stay at Barca? He did stay at Barcelona. So he stayed at Barca all these years. 25 goals, 23 goals. That's pretty decent. Where's Lamine Yamal? Still at Atletico Madrid. Still at 8.22 rating. They only played him 29 times. They only played him 29 times in the league. 8.22 average rating. That might be one of the best season ratings I've ever seen in the game. I mean, let's look at Vinicius Juniors because we know that he's been winning all of the La Liga. Whoa. Look at Vinny Junior's rating. 837, 830, 838, 820, and 837 as an average rating. What is that man doing in the French leagues? Jude Bellingham being a bit average here at Man City this season. 6.98, slacking. Harry Kane's still going over in Saudi Arabia, by the way. Some decent. Look at the goals, actually, on Harry Kane. 28 and 29, 37 and 34, 30 and 34. Wait, he's 34 and 34 and 28 and 20. He's scoring a goal a game. He must have so many goals now. One player we didn't look at, actually, was Esteval. And he stayed in Brazil. He never made the move to Europe. He's done all right though over in Brazil, but yeah, never came. Unless I've got my Estevals mixed up, that's him, right? So there we are, releasing every player. That's what it does. Kind of an interesting experiment. Interesting that the clubs don't really have the AI to pick up the players correctly at the start of the game. You think they just go like, hey, we need these players and these players are available. Let's fill up the spots, but I guess because it messes up with kind of transfer budgets, although the wage budget's completely free and the players don't really have a transfer amount that you have to pay. I wonder why they don't just start like going picking up players. It's very unusual and like something definitely odd about the AI, although I am breaking the game by doing this. So I don't blame it too much. This shouldn't really be happening. Generally, the teams should have their squads. Maybe there's something to like sort of them thinking, okay, we shouldn't be buying this many players, or we've done a lot of activity this window we shouldn't be doing anymore, to stop AI clubs going absolutely wild in transfer windows. But who knows? If you found that interesting, make sure you go check out this other experiment where I went 100 years into the future, see what happened there. And yeah, let's go. I mean, there is some really weird teams, especially the World Cup. Some really weird teams win the World Cup. So go check that out. Thank you very much. Catch you guys later. Ciao, ciao.